You guys can't find your presentation? Okay. Relax. Hello. Welcome to the 2020 virtual FlexTech graduation. A couple of notes, just so you know. Obviously, this is the first time we've gone virtual, so thank you for bearing with us. If you're experiencing grainy video or grainy audio, that likely might be due to a poor internet connection, but rest assured, we are recording everything, and we will be sharing that through YouTube and Facebook. So if you miss anything, you can always catch it later. So with that, we are about to get this show started. It is my pleasure to welcome our 2020 FlexTech graduates. Told you that there might be technical difficulties, so thank you for bearing with us. We got that out of the way. You've exercised your patience already. Like I said, we'll clean that up and have a all smooth version of this later. But good evening and welcome to the 2020 FlexTech graduation. I want to thank our board members for making this school possible. Their dedication to believing in our mission and making sure that we have the guidance and support they need has been unparalleled. The support of CMU as our authorizer has also been essential, because without Central Michigan University, we wouldn't be able to operate as a charter school. CS Partners is our management organization. They make sure that everything's running smoothly. And our staff, for the past 3 months, our staff have just poured themselves into figuring out how to make this work. They're ingenious, they're tireless, they've worked so many hours that you aren't seeing now because it's all virtual, but they are all putting in the time and effort to try to provide our students with the best education possible. Thank you to the parents who've also poured your energies into your students. I'm sure you've got to experience that a little bit more these past 3 months than you'd like to, but we're thankful for all the help that you've provided our graduates. And lastly, definitely not least, is our graduates. Thank you for giving us a reason to celebrate during these rather crazy times. It's great to have something that lets us know that we are doing great work, and you are that group. Looking at the graduates before us, you guys are awesome. 2020 has been quite a year, and we're not even halfway through it yet. We've had pandemics, school's been closed for 3 months. There are large-scale protests across the nation. And there's more those murder hornets. Did you guys forget about those? Those are supposed to come by sometime, and they're probably still out there, so don't sleep on the murder hornets. It's been crazy. I hope that graduates, you've been able to capture your story in some way, whether that's through Instagram or making videos or journaling about this. These are unprecedented times, and 10, 20, 50 years from now, people won't believe you. They're not even going to understand what you went through. So I hope you are chronicling. At FlexTech, we focus on 6 core values that help prepare our students to be graduates. We call these 6 core values our portrait of a graduate. I'd like to talk about 2 of those, which are social awareness and resilience. So social awareness, you've developed quite a bit of this over your time at FlexTech, graduates. We see you building empathy for others. We see you understanding why others make the decisions that they make. And you use that knowledge to find a shared sense of purpose. This class in particular has created a welcoming culture for students with a variety of interests, passions, and identities. I think a shining example of that for me was Writer's Night, when I saw a bunch of our seniors come together to create a safe space for our students, where students with all levels and abilities of writing could read in front of a public audience to tell their story. I think that is just a huge example of what FlexTech is and can be. And then over the past 3 months, you've shown incredible resilience and persistence. Some of you have navigated challenges like not having reliable internet or having more credits and competencies than you ever thought you could master on your own. But your determination in pursuing education in the face of extreme challenges, and you know what those are, it's nothing short of outstanding. Developing these skills reminds me of this quote. And this is 100 years old, but it's from a man named John Dewey. He said, education is not preparation for life, it is life. So think about that. You're prepared for what's next, not just because of the academics you've learned, though I hope some of that stuff, but because you have learned how to learn. to be able to gather information to tackle new tasks, new challenges with social awareness, resilience, and persistence. So 50 years from now, when your grandchildren or nephews, or hey, maybe you're crazy enough to become a teacher and your students are looking up at you, I hope they're looking up at you incredulously because you have solved these problems of 2020. And they can't imagine a world with pandemics, school closures, inequities, protests, and murder hornets. So go forward and be confident that you are ready for whatever life throws at you. Thank you.
It is my pleasure to introduce, chosen by his classmates, our student speaker for the class of 2020, Mr. Cody Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Jones, and thank you to all of you who, for some mysterious reason, gave me the opportunity to speak today. If you hear dogs barking in the background, I apologize, they just want to be included. When I first started at FlexTech, I knew it wasn't going to be like any other school I'd ever been to, but I didn't really know what to expect. I had no concept of the amazing support system I'd find or all of the things I'd learn and the fun I would have. I was excited and I was scared, which I can assume is a feeling that a lot of us shared at the time. Back then, FlexTech consisted of the CoLab, the Union, and one hallway with 5 classrooms. I still managed to get lost. A lot has changed since then, for me, for FlexTech, and for the world. And I can't imagine that there's a single person here today who would say that they're the same person they were when they started high school. And in another 4 years, we'll probably be saying the same thing about who we are today. And I'll probably still be getting lost. Wherever you're going from this point, college, work, trade school, you're going to experience things that you've never experienced before. You're going to make mistakes, and hopefully you're going to learn from those mistakes. Wherever you end up in life, you have to keep moving forward, keep learning and changing. It should be our goal as people to continuously improve upon the person we were yesterday, and the only way to do that is to allow yourself to fail. If there's one thing I've learned through my years at FlexTech, it's how to fail. It's a lesson I've learned time and time again, and a lesson that I'm still learning today. It's a difficult thing to accept, to know that in life, you're going to fail. Things aren't going to go as planned, and you're going to have to pick yourself back up and make a new plan. But it's the only way we can learn to do better the next time around. The important thing isn't to avoid failure. It's to take responsibility for your failure, grow from it, and move on. There's a quote I like from President Barack Obama. He said, "Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change we seek." So, thanks, Obama. Really, though, it's an important thing to know. Nothing we want in life will come to us on its own. If there's something in your life or in the world that you want to change, you have to go out and change it. Don't allow yourself to be held back by other people's judgments or their ideas for what you should be doing with your life. At the end of the day, all that matters is what you want out of life and how you're going to get there. So with that, FlexTech class of 2020, thank you, congratulations, and good luck.
To deliver this year's staff speech for the 2020 virtual graduation ceremony is someone who wears many hats in our building. He not only is an excellent educator and tireless advisor, he also leads our English department, supports student initiatives like Writers' Night, and lastly, furthers our school's mission as a vanguard. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Joe Lieberman.
Thank you. Dear students, parents, faculty, board members, and since this will be live streamed and recorded, the inevitable internet troll. It is my honor to be selected as the teacher speaker for this evening. I'm glad in a time of uncertainty and unique challenges you thought, Mr. Lieberman. Ironically, being the class of 2020, you most likely didn't see these events coming. But many of us saw the silver lining. Some got to sleep in later, wear pajamas all day, finally have an excuse to socially distance from someone, catch up on internet memes, take comfort in the fact that you would never be tardy to class again, and after spending a lot of time with family at home, you have decided to go away, far away, to college. All joking aside, it's been a unique and difficult time for all of us. And all of you here today show that you have demonstrated resilience and persistence in your ability to adapt to uncomfortable situations. You've had to adjust to the challenges of school, taking care and supporting loved ones, managing your mental health, and sacrificing many experiences of your senior year for the greater good. Some may look at the graduating class of 2020 with an asterisk at the end, a distinction of this year being different. And I look at this in a positive light. Let me explain. Recently, I saw the SpaceX rocket launch and later dock with the International Space Station. Not the first time this was done, but it was a first in many other ways. It made me pause to think of the accomplishments humans have made. We make beautiful things. Whether it is a piece of art, an idea that changes the way we think, or a technology that benefits all of humanity. But we also make ugly things. Elie Wiesel once wrote, "The opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. The opposite of art is not ugliness, it's indifference." Recently, you probably have noticed the divide we have as a nation and we are facing. You may wonder what we can do to make a difference. It may not seem that we can, but little acts can add up to big change. Whether you are trying to improve your health, tell a loved one that they are making poor decisions, putting aside what we want to do for what we have to do, or speaking up when you think something is wrong. Change is hard. Change is uncomfortable. Social distance, but don't distance yourself from social issues. It is time you have shown your ability to do so. You have already demonstrated your ability to face a challenge and overcome these obstacles with the tools you have at your disposal. You may have just applied this to finishing high school, but this mindset of being able to adapt to uncomfortable situations can be used for other challenges you face moving forward. So, let there be an asterisk, but let it symbolize a star in the sky we strive to reach. A shout out to how we overcame the challenges of 2020. A reminder for all that we have taken the first steps in addressing difficult days ahead and show that we have the confidence that we can make a difference. May it be a badge you wear and proudly say, yes, I am the class of 2020. I know it feels like you zoomed past the last few weeks of your senior year, But as you finish your quarantine years, don't let your face mask what you truly think. Thank you very much, and congratulations to the class of 2020.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lieberman. I didn't catch all of that, so I'll be sure to catch it on YouTube when we launch it. Always love a good dad joke from Mr. Lieberman. So I'm going to introduce our guest speaker. Our guest speaker is Corey Northrup. He is the Executive Director of Central Michigan University's Center for Charter Schools. Corey was named the Executive Director of the Center in March 2019 after more than 10 years of service at the Center. He began at the Center as the Director of Fiscal Performance and Accountability, and also served as one of the Center's Deputy Directors. As Deputy Director, Corey led several areas of the Center, including the charter application process, new school development, general administration, information technology, and university relations. All that to say, he's a large part of why we are here today. Prior to joining the Center, Corey was a certified public accountant with Plant Moran. He has a Bachelor of Science in degree and a master's degree from Central Michigan University, both in business administration. Ladies and gentlemen, Corey Northrup.
Good evening, and congratulations to everyone in the 2020 graduating class of FlexTech High School. Here at Central Michigan University, we are proud to be your partner and serve as the charter school authorizer for FlexTech High School. I remember when the school opened almost 10 years ago, and there was so much excitement surrounding this new high school that was going to approach learning in a whole new way. The innovative educational model of FlexTech High School was why we began our partnership, and is why we're proud to continue to be your partner today. As I thought about what message I wanted to share with you tonight, I thought I would normally start with congratulatory remarks about your many great accomplishments and the tremendous promise the future holds for each one of you. And I certainly plan to share those comments a little bit later. But before we do, we must address the circumstances surrounding the unconventional nature of this graduation. Not a single one of you expected your high school journey to finish this way, sequestered at home and doing your best to commemorate an achievement meant to be physically celebrated and shared with your fellow graduates, friends, teachers, and loved ones. That's how this normally goes. In fact, that's how this always goes. Always until now. It's another commencement address cliche to mention the uncertain world you'll soon be entering. However, there's nothing the least bit trite about that particular cliche this year. Seemingly overnight, the COVID-19 pandemic changed everything about the world we know and live in. The world you're now entering for the first time as adults. The weeks, months, and years ahead hold more uncertainty now than they have in quite some time. And like you, I don't know what comes next. But what I do know is that you're ready for it, whatever it may be. In fact, you're probably more ready than most. And your collective achievement that we're celebrating here today is a big part of the reason why. Each one of you made the conscious choice to enroll in FlexTech High School. And that decision, coupled with the diploma you've earned, says a lot about you and your character. It says you take your education, growth, and development seriously. It says you're a curious and motivated learner. It says you know how to work collaboratively and how to meaningfully contribute to a team. And maybe most importantly, it says you know how to carve your own path, how to set ambitious goals, and then going about doing the work to achieve them. And there may not be a trait or quality that will serve you better in life than that, especially now. The future of education, the future of work, the future in general, it's all muddled. and we're all doing our best to navigate the uncertainty together. And while the size, scope, and immediacy of the challenges that COVID-19 is creating may feel daunting and unfair, it's important to remember some of the better truths that have remained unfazed throughout this time. Truths you're all uniquely poised to make the most of. The fact is, it has still never been easier to take your future into your own hands. The knowledge and resources available literally at your fingertips are virtually limitless. You can learn almost anything on your own, provided you have a thirsty mind and a good internet connection. And in graduating from FlexTech, each one of you has already proven you're capable of steering your own education. Continue to do that, no matter what comes next, because there's always still true that it's never been easier to turn a passion into a profession. Each one, you now have the tools and the ability to go out and do exactly what you want with your life. I'd say that's a pretty incredible truth. Now the responsibility is on you to continue doing the work to get there. The good news is you've already started. Congratulations again, graduates. I wish you all the best of luck, but I know none of you will need it if you continue the path you started here at FlexTech. Now go out and do great things.
Thank you, Mr. Northrup. We now have a few words from our local elected officials for our graduates of FlexTech. Thank you.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. Today is a very special day as you graduate from high school. It's not just a special day for you, but for those around you. Your parents, your grandparents, your teachers, your coaches, mentors, study buddies, and friends, and me as your state representative. I look back on my own high school graduation and my high school years with such fond memories of the promises this day holds. Life is like a good book, a really good book. Each chapter building on the last one and setting the stage for the next one. As you move on to what is next, never forget where you came from. Translate the good things of your learning into the welfare of humanity. Be true to yourself, try new things, be grateful, look back, learn more. Reach for the stars and live each day to the fullest. Thank you for the honor of sharing in your celebration. Go forth, be safe, be smart, be happy, and most importantly, be you. Write your own story.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. This is an incredible accomplishment during an unprecedented time, and the hard work you've put in has paid off.
This has been a challenging couple of months, and we want to thank each of you who have stayed home and stayed safe during this time. You have all done your part to protect more Michigan families from the spread of COVID-19.
And we know this isn't how you anticipated your graduation to go. This milestone may look different than you expected it to, but you should be immensely proud of what you've achieved.
You've worked hard to get here. You have the power to change the world. You are the most diverse generation our nation has ever seen.
We want to encourage you to use your power for good. Change the tenor of the conversation. Listen to people you might not agree with. Fight injustice, intolerance, and indifference instead of each other.
We believe you. Your generation and the generations that follow will be the engine that drives a course correction for our country and the world.
This will take hard work, but it's worth it. So work hard, look for inspiration in unusual places, and never forget where you came from. We look forward to seeing what the future holds for each of you as we work together to create a better world for those who follow in your footsteps.
Remember to hold close to those you love. Remember to check in on your friends. And remember the creativity that can come from the constraints of staying home. You guys are going to build amazing things, and I can't wait to experience them. Thank you, God bless you, stand tall, and congratulations.
Congratulations.
At this time, we will announce the names of our 2020 graduating class. To present the names of their graduating advisees are Mrs. Combs, Mr. Daly, Mr. Lieberman, Mrs. McKinney, Mrs. Moore, and Mr. Kiambao. Let's begin with Mrs. Combs and her advisory.
Good evening, everyone. I want to say how proud I am of this group of seniors. Graduating in these unique circumstances is not an easy task. You have had to navigate so many of these final days of high school with very little support. In the last few months, you have learned more about organization and how to advocate for yourself than you probably learned in all your other years of schooling combined. You all had to make the choice to graduate despite the challenges, and you did it. You should be proud. As you think about your future, I challenge you to consider how you might add purpose and meaning to your life. What work or hobby or project could you do that would bring about positive transformation in the world? You are graduating in the midst of some really major events. I hope through it all, you are looking for opportunities to be a part of progress and seeking out ways to adapt and innovate. There is so much opportunity and potential, and I cannot wait to see what you all do with it. Congratulations. Gage Burnett. Flory Curry. Jenna Dustin. Jonathan Hampton. Cameron Hansen. Justin Leitonen. Emma McCubbin. Madison McMullen. Jonathan Ryan. Ryan Shawbrook. Haley Stoutenberg. And McKenna Vincent. Congrats, guys.
Hi, I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. My cursor disappeared, so I'm trying to make it work for you. My name is Mr. Daly, and I am fortunate to be a teacher here at FlexTech and an advisor. This year, I have one senior advisee graduating, but as they say, it is not the quantity, but the quality that matters. And Sophie definitely meets that standard. Sophie came to FlexTech in the fall with the goal of getting her high school diploma. She is one of our Friday students, and she has definitely shown a lot of perseverance, self-discipline, and commitment in getting this done. She is making a reality of earning that diploma tonight. So I'm very proud of her. She should be very proud of herself as well. So without further ado, let me introduce you to Sophie Burnham.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up and watching the school. Even though we've got some speed bumps along the way, I think we're doing a great job. I cannot say enough about this group of graduates. It was our time at the end of the day that I look forward to for most of this year. Teachers can have up and down days like anyone else, and it was always grounding and centering to come to Block 6 to you guys. We had great conversations, we had drama, we had laughs, we struggled, we succeeded, we supported each other, and we learned from one another. I wish each of you nothing but the best as you move on to this next stage of your lives, and I hope to see you all visiting in the very near future. Congratulations. Aurora Cardoni. Nathan Davis. Lily Herman. Jay Strong. Hannah Swader. Cody Thompson. Ashley Turner. Congratulations, you guys.
I'm Mr. Lieberman again. So writing that initial opening, I've had a lot of my advisees in mind. But many things that I'm proud of, but one thing I'm really proud of my advisees this year is when they were faced with adversity and a challenge, they didn't back away from it. And so for those of you who are joining us today and those of you who may be catching this later on YouTube, I really admired your perseverance, your advocacy for yourselves, reaching out to your teachers, going to Zoom meetings, reaching out to me in whatever means you found helpful, whether it was Remind 101 or Google Voice. I know some of you, we had some boundary issues with texting at 11 o'clock at night, but I was sure to get back to you in the morning. But I was really happy just to see when faced with a challenge, really the best came out of a lot of you to accomplish your goals. And so you apply that to school. But that mindset can be applied to many different situations. So as you move forward, I want you to think about the challenges you face in this time. And when you face another challenge, just apply that same mindset to overcome them. Have confidence in yourself, and you're limitless in your potential. Thank you. Jessica Dick. Josh Franks. Keegan Frederick. Connor Gillum. TJ Hine. Rose Julian. Forgive me, Rosie. Catherine Neller. Tyler Patterson. Michaela Robinson. Noah Strong. Zach Vogler. And Jacob Warden.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Yes. Okay, so this is my first group of seniors that I've had for a long time. I've had some of you guys who just met this year. Most of you I have had for the last 3 years, and then a few of you guys have been with me for your entire high school career. But it's not the length of time that we've spent together that matters. It's really the quality of time and what we've taught each other that matters. You are all a very special group of seniors to me because you've taught me so much. I've had to learn to be very, very patient with you, but also to trust in you. And trusting in my students is something that has always been very difficult for me to do. I'd like to control everything, and that's one of those things you can't really always control. I had to trust in you for academic things, like hoping that you're going to text me back, recently joining Google Hangout meetings, completing assignments, or even sometimes showing up to class on a day. But I also had to convince you guys to trust me, to trust that I'm always going to be there to help you to make a plan,
Trust that you can come to me if you're struggling academically or emotionally, and trust that I would always have your back and cheer you on to this final finish line. And you guys all made it here today, and I'm also very proud of you. We were never perfect at any of these things, but then again, no one ever really is. It's mostly about trying to make sure that we end well and that what you choose to do today will not keep you from moving forward to your next day. We pushed each other to the best versions of ourselves, and I will always be thankful for that. I hope that you remember as you move beyond, and I hope you remember that as you move beyond high school. You're all super amazing, and I just want you to make sure that everyone that's a part of this next part of your life, that everyone that gets to have the pleasure of meeting you and knowing you in this next part of your life, that they always can see the best version of yourself as well. The same part that I've gotten to see over the last few years. I know you guys have shaped me into the best version of myself as an educator, and I am the teacher that I want to be for all of my future students. And for you guys when you come back and visit me, because I hope you will. So now that our time together has come to an end, I want to leave you with one last piece of advice before you ever do anything. Always think, what would Miss McKinney say? So that's what your bracelets are always for. And I hope to see you all one day at a reunion at Buffalo Wild Wings, the advisory lunch we never quite got to fulfill this year. So yeah, I'm gonna miss you guys. Brandon Kahn. Kayla Delahaye. Jaden Dineski. Amber Farmer. Dayton Ferenczi. Ashley Heckler. Mason Matthews. Haley McClellan. Aiden Miller. Douglas Nowacki. Maddie Owen. Devin Phillips. Shane Sikorsky.
Hi, can you guys hear me? Okay, thanks, Kelsey. Our next graduate, I've had the pleasure of getting to know over the past 2 years. She's one of our distant learners, and she has worked through challenges that, to be quite frank, like she could have easily quit and she would have had support in quitting. This young lady values her education and how it can impact her family. I'm so proud to introduce our next graduate. Rachel Washburn.
Hi, everybody. Okay. Hi, everybody. This is Mrs. Moore, if you don't know me. For some of you, I have had the pleasure of advising you for 4 years, and others of you, it has only been a few months. It really doesn't matter what your journey looks like up until now. You all just face your greatest challenge of your academic career and really of your life. And you've shown to all of us what I've always known about each and every one of you. You are just an unstoppable force. You have shown me time and again that when you are faced with a challenge, like finishing a project in 3 hours, completing your to-do list with 30 items, I see you, or graduating while working from home, you will persevere and you will overcome these obstacles. There is no doubt that I wish that we could have ended our senior year differently. We were robbed of making some awesome end of year memories, But I think that means I'm going to cherish the memories that we do have even more. Whether it was freshman year or sophomore year, and we were playing silent ball and doing challenges with Miss McKenney's advisory as well, to this year when I was attempting to help you guys find your path with Wayfinder, and I was being met with a little more compliance than enthusiasm. But you did it anyway. You appeased me. I appreciate that. I am so, so glad and grateful that you were placed with me and that I was able to be a part of your life for these last few years. Guys, your to-do list is a whole lot shorter now. All you have to do is show up and pick up your diploma. You've done it. And without further ado, I'd like to announce my advisory. Abigail Braunscheidel, Caleb Chimenti, Jay Kostick, Michael Miracle, Anthony Perzik, Alexis Wrestler, Cameron Strong, and Matthew Tedrow.
Hi, everyone. Hello, I'm Mr. Kiamba. So this is kind of weird, not having you guys all here. But first off, I just want to say these graduates that are coming up, I think I can echo what everyone else has been saying, is that we were robbed of a time that we should have been together to experience these last couple months of high school. And first off, what I want to say is that my advisees that are going to announce any of my advisees, that you guys, you see my advisees come and visit me all the time. You are welcome to visit me all the time. That this doesn't end here, that this relationship that we've developed over the past 2-3 years will keep on going, right? I want to make sure that even years from now, that we're still talking. So this is not the end of us. Next thing is, you guys all know that you guys have been through a lot. And even though that you've been deprived of walking across the stage, that journey is just the end of that journey. So I want you to focus on the journey that you had to get here for the past 3 years that I've had you, right? That's what's the most important. Even though we've been deprived of walking across that stage today, which is super special, think about those hard times that you had. Think about the times that you came to me and you went to me and you were just like, what do I do, right? Being here today shows me, shows all of us, shows everybody that you can do it, that you've made it, right? That you can navigate through your life after this. And for that, I am super proud of you all. And again, think about that journey that it took to get here. Focus on that. You've learned everything. You've learned a lot about yourself. And those things that you've learned about yourself will help you through life for the rest of your life. So if this doesn't end, make sure you come visit me. You guys all have my phone number now, so you can text me anytime you will. So congratulations to you all. And now I will announce these names. Autumn Derby. Brody Esper. Zach Larson. Sierra Patson. Layla Peters. And Natasha Perplex. Congratulations, everyone. You have done it. So I hope you have kept your tassels on the right side of your cap. It is now time to move those to the left. You are graduates of FlexTech High School. It is my pleasure to introduce the class of 2020. Great job, everyone. Graduates, stay on the line. We will put you back into your breakouts with your advisors. And we will have our recessional now. Great job, everyone. Thank you.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, good things we've been through. That I'll be standing right here talking to you about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place. See you in a better place. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
I see you again.
We've come a long way,
yeah, we came a long way
from where we began.
You know we started.
Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
I'll tell you.
When I see you again.
First you both go out your way and the vibe is feeling strong, and what's small turn to a friendship turn to a bond, and that bond will never be broken, the love will never get lost. And when brotherhood come first, then the line will never be crossed. Established it on our own when that line had to be drawn, and that line is what we reach, so remember me when I'm gone. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
Let the light guide your way. Yeah. Hold every memory as you go, and every road you take will always lead you home. Oh, it's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see